I spent over 40 hours reverse engineering Justin Welsh content promotion system, and there are a lot of gems that I have discovered and specific structures that I haven't seen elsewhere that he does that you can apply for promoting your own digital products. So, first thing he does is strategic commenting. He creates a schedule to comment first on other creators, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever it is, insert a platform. But basically, he has literally, if you take his course that I've taken, he showcases how he creates the schedule. He chooses, okay, these are the top creators that have like huge following. And then he puts on, okay, what are exactly the times that they are posting, and puts on basically, I guess, reminders when they're going to be posted. So he's online there and he's able to comment because, and I've done this as well, and it can work really well. However, you have to be one of the first, if not the first person to comment.
By the way, I'm going to leave a guide how I'm making thousands of dollars with less than 5,000 YouTube subscribers, and you can do the same.
If you comment a little bit later, even just a couple hours after, it's not really going to work, or it's going to give very small results. So you want to be there just as it's being posted, and you can kind of create the system where you just know when exactly certain accounts are posting. And now, by the way, there are certain AI tools. I will leave some of the links. You know, this is controversial, so do it as you want. I'm just informing you, but basically you can use AI tools to automate all of the commenting and all of that kind of stuff. And actually that makes it even much faster, so then you can really be that first number one comment. And this, obviously, what it does is if you post something interesting, if you are there first, people will see your profile, and then this directs their followers, those different accounts followers, to his profile, and you can do exactly the same. Honestly, I tried it out. It works really well.
By the way, I created a database of best 100 digital product examples. Check out the description.
Next thing, and this is something that's, again, really interesting, it's podcast promotion, but there's something specific that I noticed Justin does. As I was reverse engineering all of his growth, I listened to a bunch of podcasts that he has been on, and he appears on quite a few podcasts, and he shares his content creation framework on it. This is the most important piece, I would say. He does two things real well, and one thing is he shares his story, which kind of inspires you. You know, he had a burnout, then he started creating content, then he created these digital products, and now he's making this amount of money. And this is, you know, if you want to do that as well, he has basically courses how to grow social media as a creator. This is what a lot of people do already. The part that I found really interesting was that he literally presents the framework of how exactly he is going about creating his content. So on the podcast, he very structurally says step number 1, step number 2, step number 3. He gives the whole structure basically, and that is just so much value, and that just showcases your expertise so well that people are now hooked to go further and actually go check out his different digital products. I think that might have been one of the parts why I also was like, oh, I definitely need to get his course. It's a no-brainer. And this is also an amazing way because I am talking, let's say he's in this case talking about his content creation framework, and he doesn't even need to say that, hey, if you want to learn more, you know, whatever, like go buy my course. This is offering value in very low-key way, promoting his course. He basically just says like, yeah, I have a course where I talk about this, but this is basically the framework. And then it's kind of just given that like, if you want more, go more into detail, you go and you get the course. Next very powerful thing is collaborative growth. So he has joined a bunch of groups with other creators to engage with each other's posts and boost each other's content. And he did this a lot at the very beginning. And this is honestly what I talk about a lot in all of my other content. This is the thing that a lot of people don't realize unless you are in those circles, but almost all of the big creators, they have done exactly this. They met with other creators, they were in certain group, and they were engaging, giving feedback, promoting each other's content, and then you can grow twice, 3, 4 times faster than you would just by yourself. Next super important thing to his growth is engagement mastery. So he spends an hour daily just replying to comments. Often also he uses his content as replies. So this is, first of all, someone that is as big as he is, has as big of a following. You would think that he wouldn't have time for this, but he actually spends an hour a day, which is a lot of time, honestly. But I guess it just shows you that there's so much benefit of doing that and building that community that it actually is worth his time, even though that hour a day is probably worth a few $1,000s of his time. That's what he would probably charge if, let's say, he's doing consulting or something like that. And another thing I loved is that, and this is what I do as well now, is replying to people's comments with your own content. So the way I do it as well, I have basically all of my content in sort of like database, and then if someone asks me a specific question and I like, oh, I've made content about this, I can literally just link them to that content, and that helps to boost engagement on that and maybe even revive some of the older content also. Lastly, what I noticed when reverse engineering his growth that was pretty interesting and pretty different from everyone else is timed CTAs. So he adds call to actions after a post has gained traction, and these are usually directing people to his blog for more details if they want to hear a bit more what he was talking about in the piece of content. But the key here is that if you post a piece of content and you put external link, most likely that content is not going to be promoted much. However, if he posts a post and he sees like this post is getting a lot of traction, and a couple hours, let's say a few hours have passed, whatever it is, and then he puts a link, then that post still might keep on getting promoted and still might get a lot of engagement if it already got that initial boost, or in the worst case, if it doesn't even get that additional boost anymore, still he already got X amount of engagement, so he's fairly happy with that. But now he's also getting additional clicks directly to his website and his digital products. By the way, I have made some other videos where I discover how I reverse engineer other parts of his business, and honestly there is so much value and so many things that I haven't seen other people do, and when I discovered them I was absolutely surprised, and I have been applying them to my own business as well. So check out, I will leave links for all of those.